Looks like the snow's picking up. You can hear it hitting the rainfly. Inside the REI Base Camp 6 tent, you're watching the Nut and Fancy project. Me and my buddy BuggetNuster are in the middle of a winter camping adventure. High desert mountains. We came in here via truck. Not snowshoes, not backpacking. This is a car camping trip, more or less. I thought you guys might like to see an insight to my current car camping system. What we're using for sleep gear, cooking, shelter, whatever I can think of. I think I'll start right here inside the tent. This is BuggetNuster's sleep system. That is, what is that, Bugget? A 20-degree bag you're rocking?
You know, I think it was a 10-degree bag when I bought it about, oh gosh, probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago now.
Yeah?
And Western Mountaineering down bag. And one of the things that I thought was cool about it at the time that I bought it, at least, that there's a lot more down that they packed on the top end than on the bottom. This is such a light bag and has been awesome for backpacking, but you and I both know the downside of down in wet environments. But you know, for something like this, it was fine. And then I threw I had a Gore-Tex bivy sack here from a GI sleep system. Originally, that's all I was going to sleep in last night, was just this and that. I figured I might be able to get about 10 extra degrees out of the bivy bag. And but after being out here in the cold all day yesterday and not really having a whole lot to eat, my furnace just wasn't running last night. So I ended up throwing this outer bag on over the top of it, and by the time I woke up this morning, I was frankly too warm. So
how about moisture? Did your Gore-Tex bivy sack kind of make you clammy?
It kind of did. So
yeah.
I mean, had I been staying out here more than one night, I should have just yanked this thing off and put this bag on over the top of it, because I think it just retains too much moisture.
Yeah. Okay, and then for sleep pads, what'd you use?
For sleep pads, I just had
like a ridge rest.
Yep, just an old Thermarest, and then I actually and then just some closed cell foam here.
Okay.
Which was really comfortable, and no convection coming up from the bottom end, so I didn't feel any cold, or conduction. I didn't feel any cold coming from the ground. It was pretty darn comfortable, really.
We're camped right on top of some snow. Actually, we kind of scraped most of it away, but we still have a snow base mostly. You definitely need to be insulated from the ground winter camping. Winter camping is its own animal. I mean, systems that work, what you do in spring and summer camping, they're not going to work out here.
No, I mean, there's just so much more gear, you know?
It's gear intensive and it's heavier, it's bulkier. Was this your first time like hardcore winter camping?
No, I've done a couple of trips to the Rockies, but it's been, gosh, I bet it's been a good 12 years since I've done much winter camping. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of foggy on what or how much insulation I was going to need. So I really probably kind of overpacked. But you know, it's a learning experience.
And it's also a truck camping adventure. So
true.
We're not weight limited. So bring it.
If you're not comfortable truck camping, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah. I was glad to see you brought multiple layers. And this is my sleep system, by the way. I sleep cold, especially out here. And you mentioned the importance of having your furnace working, and that is huge, that you have something to burn for your body during the night. Whatever it is, if you can do it, because that's going to produce calories. Calories produces heat. That's what's going to heat your sleeping bag up. If you go to bed hungry, you don't have any fuel,
you're going to be cold.
You're going to be cold. I don't care how many layers you put on. This is an Eastern Mountain Sports, I guess it's called a Mountain Light minus 20 down sleeping bag. 800 fill down. It is a very high quality, very excellent sleeping bag. Hey, Nut and Fancy, that's in like orange yellow. I thought you were a tactical guy. Not really. I mean, for an interior, who cares? You know, this isn't something especially a down bag. I'm not going to be sleeping outside with this. It's going to have to be sheltered. Down is so awesome because it's so, comfortable, especially the quality of down they have here. You can see the baffles here, how they sewed the down. You can see the down, how just lofty it is. And there are various, qualities of down. This is the highest quality I could find, 800 fill power. So that means if I remember right, 1 ounce will fill 800 square inches.
I think that's right.
Yeah, so that's extremely high down. There's no feathers in it. It's pure goose down. There was a piece of it floating around here. There it is. Down bags will shed just a little bit here and there.
It does come with a price, though, doesn't it? As in money.
Yeah. This one was on sale when we bought it too, but I can't remember the price, but they're not cheap. You get a bag of this quality, this down, I will ballpark, I don't know, $400.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
400. That's just what it is. You want to get a lower quality down, maybe it's a 600 fill power, some that has feathers in it, it'll be much less expensive.
Much less expensive. It's going to weigh more too for the amount of heat that you can retain with it.
And it won't be as comfortable. You'll have feathers poking you. This is an awesome bag. Now, is it really minus 20? No. I add pretty much 30 degrees nowadays to anything they give me. So for me, it's a minus 10 bag, and that is more or less where we got to last night.
Yep.
We had the panels opened up on the tent, the mesh completely opened up so we could get all the moisture out. I estimate maybe 15 degrees outside.
I think that was the coldest we saw.
High teens inside the tent, that'd be my guess. And so this bag, honestly, for me to sleep really comfortably, cozy, I know I'm kind of a puss that way. I needed another one, and so I slipped this on the exterior of the bag. This is an excellent REI Nook sack, rated at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's Primaloft, so it's a synthetic insulation. It weighs pretty much nothing. It's like 2 pounds, if that. It compresses nicely. Good zipper. I zipped this over that, and that was a bomb for me. I slept great. My insulation, as you've seen before, 2 pillows, by the way, car camping. Thermarest in long. This is a thicker model. And then an old GI closed cell phone pad like I've used forever, as evidenced by all the duct tape repairs. That worked. It was comfortable. You know, that worked well. As far as clothing goes, what are you wearing? It's a shell, right?
Yeah, it's
Gore-Tex?
A shell. It's triple point fabric by Low Alpine. It was, man, I've been a huge fan of this jacket. From what I understand, it breathes a little bit better than Gore-Tex. Not quite the water resistance, and that's been my experience with it. It's been a great jacket, and a good color too.
So that's his exterior shell. He's got a kind of a Nyko fabric anorak underneath that in multicam.
Yep, and then just multiple layers of fleece in varying weights. And
then his base layer, I think, if I know Bugget, is lace underwear from a women's clothing store.
Silk.
Silk, okay, silk. Cool. My exterior, right now I'm wearing an Audi Primaloft multicam jacket, and then that's an Audi Gore-Tex. Actually, it's not Gore-Tex, but it's something more breathable than Gore-Tex. Exterior shell, and it pretty much rocks. Same with my pants. We were shooting in the desert all day yesterday, and so in snow. So we're pretty much outfitted with Gore-Tex. It's snowing right now. So that's what's going down. Car camping, storage-wise, you can bring a lot more containers. This is just a, Rubbermaid roughneck container with various crap in it. Tissue for snot. These guys, I swear. Your nose is always running out here, isn't it?
Seriously.
Always. In the cold, there's a bag. That's actually, what brand of bag is that? We bought those years ago, BuggetNuster and I.
What was it? It was Blackwater.
Blackwater, yeah. It was sewed together, I think, by Michaels of Oregon under the Blackwater banner.
Yeah.
Blackwater brands tanked, and they started blowing these out for like nothing.
Awesome construction. Hypalon, isn't that Hypalon on the bottom there?
That is Hypalon,
Things have been bomb-proof, and I've lugged them through on multiple trips, going through the airlines, and they've done their number on one of them. But all in all, really tough bags, and they were just stupid cheap when we bought them.
They were. They're like $25 each. Yeah. 1,000 denier and flat desert earth coloration. There's another one he's got there. So Bugget and I have had that. I don't know if you've ever seen that on camera. The tent we talked about already. So go watch that separate video. We're going to take you outside. And my system for winter camping is always evolving. Notice, by the way, that Bugget brought a cooler. That was very smart right there. Because this water bottle, I forgot mine. Usually I have a thermal liner. You can see it has ice in it. This was frozen solid about 2 hours ago. But if you have a cooler or something to thermally insulate your water, your fluids, you'll be glad you did. So this is a car camping, actually more accurately, truck camping system you're looking at. There's a chunk of a Thermarest Z light, I guess is what that's called. I was calling it something else earlier. This is an A2, Cordura A2 bag I got from the military, and it's just containing my LBE options in there. So there is a tag plate carrier. That's rocking a new body armor that I'm going to show you. I'll break that out into its own video. Get ready. You will love it. So it's a class 3, or I should say level 3 body armor. There is a shellback tactical rifle plate carrier. It is fitted with level 4, I think, rifle plate. That's undergoing testing right now. More flavor. That's Doodle putting that on. Hilarious. So there you go. That's just a couple LBE options. Oh, out into the sunshine we go. Do you guys like this or not? Checking out the truck camping system. Another look at the Base Camp 6. Snow lightened up a little bit. You've seen it before. We used it in the snowblind shoot in 2010 with Tactical Solutions. It is very nice to have. It's almost mandatory out here because it's always snowing, the wind's falling. And then last night when we were cooking the stew, you had that frost just come and set on everything. So anything on the outside is just going to be covered in like 1/8 inch of frost.
You know, one thing I appreciated about that thing at the end of the day, even as open and as exposed as it is, you still retain some heat up in there, and you still had a little bit of shelter from the wind, and it really almost, with the cooking going on in there, made it comfortable to just sit in there and hang out.
Yep. Now we could have integrated the cooking functions if we were really motivated into that pretty much huge tent, but it's the problem with that is you're tracking in a bunch of crap into your tent, to your sleeping environment.
A ton of moisture too.
A lot of moisture. The snow turns into water. So in my system, I separate the two. I can cook in the vestibule if I need to, but not with a camp stove in this system. Usually that's a backpacking system for me. So this is nothing special. There's all types of these shelters made. This is just an LL Bean one. Fiberglass poles. We got it staked into the desert floor so it won't blow away. You can stake it out here as well. Love it. It's really great. You do have to obviously kind of tuck under and get up under it. And that'll take us to the interior. Talked about this lots. The Primus Bugget's favorite name, Firehole 100 stove, camp stove. It is excellent.
I think that could be a handle for you too, honestly.
Firehole. Perhaps. I have my moments, and I am proud of them. We're probably going to cook a little breakfast here in a bit. Got a table with us. Again, this is, you know, truck camping. You can bring all kinds of cool stuff with you. Axes, chainsaws, whatever you need. Hopefully not chainsaws, because they are obnoxious to hear. Hate it when I'm camping, I hear a chainsaw. Interior of this. Tripods, camera gear, extra batteries, always part of the loadout. There's my primary shooting bag. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this little trioxane bar here. I carry inside this all my shooting gear, and it comes along on every shooting adventure. Binos right there. Shell casing saved for donation shell casings. This was shot out of an M1A yesterday. Testing a new mount. Shooting glasses, shooting sticks, paint for the targets, packed timer for shooting drills. Yeah, there's a lot. Extra AR mags. There's a Troy Industries mag, a PMag 30. Extra bipods. Fluorescent tape so you can see the target. Extra holsters. I think XDM 9 is my gun of choice for today's drills. On this side, I bet you guys are really liking this. You're like, what the freak? This is one of my signs I put on our steel targets. Target is not abandoned. Stay clear. High power semi-automatic rifle fire could rain down upon this location at any time. I forgot to put that on those far targets we set up.
Yeah, we should have had that on there.
But we're deep enough into the desert and it's snowy out here. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people roaming around.
Nope.
We almost got stuck coming out here, even with semi-mutters on the truck. Let's see, riding instruments to label the targets, extra oiler, lens pin. This is an AR-15 front sight tool for adjusting it. Different name tapes. What do we got? What do we got here? Suck less. The famous Nut and Fancy saying, needs more gimping.
Dude, that's my favorite.
Do you like that one?
Yep.
It's hilarious. Nut and Fancy, neighborhood watch. Sticking to my gloves. What do we got here? Earplugs, calculator, sight adjustment tools. There's a lot of stuff. Little hammer. This has come in handy actually. Not with my guns, but I don't know, with like Buggett's guns. You have to hammer them, get parts out of them. We're doing some infield maintenance. On this end, heck, I could do a whole review on this bag alone. Let's drag it out here. Lens cleaning cloth, cleans a spotting scope. We use that all the time. Extra hearing protection. Some tampons for Buggett. No, actually, these are major bleeders. That's what this is for. So if there's a major bleeding situation, I want these handy. I just put some tampons there. I talked about that in my level 2 kit. They're sterile, they work great. To soak up blood, apply direct pressure, stop the bleeding. Absolutely. There's a level 2, a thorough level 2 first aid kit inside SLAM right there. It's in the back seat. Tape for the targets, target dots, a kit, B square, you know, driver kit. We use that all the time. Bore snake, stapler, extra staples. On and on we go. I can make this freaking 2 hours of all the logistics to make any tactical shoot away from civilization necessary. On this side we have extra tools. There's a different hex key, Torx wrench set, Glock disassembly tool, AR-15 takedown pin tool, another bore snake. What do I got here? I guess an AK front sight adjustment tool. We were going to do some SGL shooting a while back. More wrenches. We use those all the time. Another wrench set. Comm cords if we're running comms that time. There we go. More and more. I mean, I could show you more.
You know,
That's
it's funny,
the primary shooting bag. Huh?
I was just going to say, people think that this might be a lot of crap to lug out here, but when you got a busy life and you're burning vacation or you're trying to get out here to get some of this stuff in, you don't want to get out here and have your stuff not work and not be able to fix it. So you got to bring things along.
And this is a result of lessons learned.
Yeah.
That's the evolution of where you end up after coming out here literally hundreds of times, and you come out, something happens, you go, man, I wish I had this.
Yeah, and it's not a short trip, time investment wise, to get out here. So.
Yeah, we're looking at 3 hours, you know, to get where we go. It's tough. This is just a little Rubbermaid container. BuggetNuster is like a Mountain Dew addict, by the way. This is just a little Rubbermaid container holding our food and stuff, so I'm not going to dig through it.
Looking at the contents of breakfast, that, in my opinion, should be on the stove right now.
Do you want to do breakfast?
Yeah, I think.
Bacon, eggs? Okay, we'll do it. Oil, and then just regular size cooking utensils and pans, since again, we've got a truck to carry all this crap in. Let's see. Talked about, foot gear. These are Cabela's. I think I'm going to break these out into their own review because I love them so much. They're made by Mendel. They're snow boots, and they are Gore-Tex, and they're insulated, and they're awesome. Yeah. What are you wearing? I think you're wearing some of my old LL Bean stuff.
Dude, these things have been awesome. I love these things. Things have time proven. They've been around forever. Mm-hmm. They hold up well, warm. What's not to like?
What you're doing now, they're perfect for.
They're perfect for it. I had some Gore-Tex boots on earlier, and eventually it soaks through. They're going to get wet. They're going to soak through.
A lot of the moisture comes from your own feet too. Yeah. So Gore-Tex works, but you're producing your own moisture, and if it doesn't allow that to ventilate and come out, you're going to get cold and clammy. Those actually came through to me directly from LL Bean when I was an LL Bean field tester, which I did for basically 10 years. So that was a field test I did for LL Bean way back in the day, and I had more gear than I could store, still do.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Buggett, here's your boots. He never had a good pair, did you?
No. I had some Sorels when I was a kid, when I was still living in Wisconsin, and ever since I moved west, I kind of let those things go.
They let you have Sorel. You call them Sorels?
Yeah.
Oh, I always said Sorel.
Well, you talk weird anyway.
I do. They let you have those at the orphanage, though?
Well, I stole them.
Okay, now we get to the truth.
Yeah.
Those would suck hiking.
Yeah.
They're not hiking boots. They're slick, and they don't have good foot support.
Oh, they're terrible. You know, even up here yesterday, cruising around in the rocks.
We went up that mountain yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, they were no good for it. No good at all. So.
Yeah, it was hurting. These, on the other hand, are mountaineering boots. They're pretty much excellent. I actually wish they were stiffer, because when you load up an 80-pound, 90-pound pack, you need that foot support, huge. But they're good. They're good enough. I took them on llama truck.
Have they been warm?
Yeah, they have. They're not as warm as sorrels or genuine pack boots with a removable thick wool liner.
Yeah.
They're not as warm as those. And I love those in extended winter camping because you can take those liners out, put them on your drying rack you built by the fire, dry them out, and then, you know, next day you're good to go.
Yeah, you can even bring some separate liners with.
Exactly.
Swap them.
These don't. You know, the liners are part of the boot, and unless you have a boot dryer out here in the wilderness, you're just going to have to live with that moisture.
Yep.
So I just try to dry them out as best as I can. Talked about the clothing, Gore-Tex, the truck. I love the Titan. It's a great truck. It is heavy though, and it's not as capable as Thumper was. Thumper was my Toyota four-wheel drive, basically circa 1990 truck. That has been sold. It's gone because it just wasn't big enough.
No, especially when you're hauling multiple people out with you, and all the logistics involved with targets, and that bed would fill up like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it was underpowered. We'd go up a hill, no air conditioning. It just didn't work for us.
No, you know, it was good when we were up in the Northwest, but you know, here in the high desert, not quite as much.
We outgrew it with the Nut and Fancy project, to be dead honest. This is a great truck. About 13.5 miles a gallon is what we're getting out of it. It sucks. I've got terrain grappler tires on it. They do a much better job than those original ones that we got stuck with out here a while back. You go look at that video, it's pretty funny. But it's heavy and it will still sink in. It's not as sure-footed as a Toyota truck. It just isn't. We're actually setting up steel in the far valley, and we had 2 coyote hunters come running past us in a little...
And guess what? A Toyota Tacoma.
There you go.
Yeah, good little trucks.
Yeah, he was going places I wouldn't take the Titan just because he's lighter than I am.
Yeah.
The dynamic you have in the mud here, and we're not really showing it, is under here it's clay, and then when it gets wet, it gets really squishy, and so a heavy vehicle can actually sink up to its axles.
Yeah, the tires just don't shed it. It just sticks.
Yeah. They do. So I think some guys watching that one video is like, dude, you need to punch it. You punch it, then you're
stuck.
You're done bad. I mean, and out where we're at, good luck. I don't know who could come out here and pull us out.
Who's going to come get us?
It'd be another truck, and he just gets stuck too. So you have to drive smart out here. But it has a nice, I went with a full-size bed for the Nut and Fancy project because we just fill it up like crazy. These are some of our cones, and I finally got smart and got reflective on our cones because a lot of times we're collecting our steel targets at night, and they're all over. In fact, where's that one you set up, Bugget? It's up on the hill. Do you see the orange cone?
Can we even see it from here? I don't.
Maybe not. He put one up here somewhere. So we do a cross valley shot on it, just like we did in Operation Red Skies. There's an air mattress I was going to try. It totally had it had a hole in it, so I basically sliced it. It's done. Not even going to repair it. Those things fail on you so bad. It's car camping, man. This is an ammo carrier I use. That's how I organize it, in plastic clear containers, and then I carry it in a Fat Max tool chest. And actually, that clear plastic ammo carrier idea I got from Bugget, because he was doing it for a long time. I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I wish I would have thought of this thing. No, I'm gonna get myself one of these.
That's a great system. Then you just pull out the calibers you're shooting that time, put them in, put them out. The downside is you're mixing a lot of lots of ammo. So, for instance, this is PMC 308, which basically is impossible to find anymore.
What isn't? Can't even find 22 right now.
Yeah, and as a reviewer, I'm like, how do I replace the ammo I go through?
I hear you.
It's really tough to do. But those are multiple lots of ammo. I mean, so some of the variation in target shooting could be that I had, you know, a lot from 2010 mixed in with a lot from 2013. I just don't keep track of that. I don't really care. I don't have the energy or time to do it. Got some subsonic Aguilas there. We're shooting suppressed the other day. Actually, yesterday. And then this is an interesting load. This is Hornady 75 grain steel case. Training ammo, they call it, but it shoots really good. You can see the specs on it right there. I don't go through this stuff just shooting steel. It's too expensive, but it's a good accuracy load. If you want CCI in there. Propane canister, disposable variety for your fire hole stove. And we brought firewood in yesterday.
We did.
Poor quality firewood, I guess we found out, right?
Not wanting to burn yesterday. Yep, smoky. It wasn't probably dried enough, so. What do you do? We didn't need it though, did we?
No, we didn't. There's no trees around here. So in case you're wondering why we bring firewood in, I mean, we could go hack down some of this stuff and burn it, but I mean, we're not in a place that's a low use area, so I'm not gonna go cutting down trees, even dead ones out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like dead set against it, but generally my policy is no. What do we got under here? Put a little tarp on here for the rain, snow. There's a carry case for the REI Base Camp 6. More steel targets. Evil Roy. You can see the head plates here. Got a new swinger plate, target variety that AT's doing. We may shoot on today.
Well, those targets haven't been used much at all, have they?
Thousands and thousands of rounds. And some guys, you know, I get contacted by all kinds of manufacturers like, hey man, we're doing a target system. Can you give us some coverage? The answer pretty much is no, because I don't have the capabilities. You know, I'm a single, you know, entity reviewer. I don't have unlimited storage space. And it really boils down to, I'm so happy with Action Target. Everything that I used of theirs is just so squared away. I'm like, and priced right. They give TMPers like a 20% off at the first of every year. Yeah, it's really? 20% off. If you use nutnfancy SHOT 20, I think the code is. If I'm wrong, I'll annotate it. Till the end of this month, February, 20% off. So you get an Evil Roy for $115 minus 20%. Why would I go anywhere else?
I'm buying one.
They take care of my
idea.
Yeah, 20% off. So you should have at least, if you have a place to shoot like this, and we are very fortunate. I've said that many times. You should have at least 3 of those. I mean, you can set a drill up instantaneously with that, and you don't pollute the environment. They're durable. You don't have crap to pick up after other than shell casings.
Man, there's nothing that annoys me more when I come out here and I see somebody's freaking computer or television set sitting here, or couch, or car.
Yep. I just did a video on shooter ethics a couple months back. Check that out. I was ranting in that. This is a shoot bag. This goes along on every shooting adventure. It has various things in it. Bugget, can you open that if I can't do it? I'm holding the camera here. If the snow picks up a lot more, then I would have to use this right here. This is a camera box I created, real high tech. And I just put the camera in it. And if you hear some echoey sounds, it's because I'm shooting through the camera box. Because if you don't, your non-waterproof camera, like the one I'm using now, it's a Sony, will get douched.
Been a good camera though, hasn't it?
Great camera. Yeah, Google got this one for us. They're like, dude, your camera sucks. Take this. I was like, thank you. It's night vision capable too. That's what I like, night mode.
Yeah.
Extra knee pads always go into this bag. Don't ask me why, because the clothing loadout will always change, but knee pads are a constant. These, I think, are Black Hawk neoprene. They're actually pretty good. They're a good winter pad because they're deep enough as you kneel in the snow. Humanoid targets are in the white tubes. There's various sizes here. They constantly have to be purchased and replenished. We go through these small silhouette targets a lot for accuracy testing. Here's some douche pouches right here. These are 511 variety, and I like them. I have no need to find any more. I've used several dump pouches, but these have been my favorite, the 511. And they're very cost effective too. They won't break the bank. Extra knee pads in there for people like Bugget, who don't have knee pads.
Yeah.
Do you have them with you right now?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
Cool.
Ask me if I'm wearing them.
I already know you're not. Because it's snow probably and you're wearing Gore-Tex.
Yeah.
You don't want to get your clothes wet out here. I mean, we're car camping, so it's not that critical. You do it in a wilderness environment where you're backpacking, snowshoeing in, oh my gosh. Once you get your clothes wet, it sucks. Paper target, I make these myself. We go through probably 20 a year because they get shot up. And I use really stiff cardboard on them. It's for, you know, just basically the accuracy testing you see. There is a portable target stand by Action Target. We have 3 of those with us today, and full-size IPSC plates at about 600 yards across the ridge here that we were popping rounds on. They're excellent. Real nice audible sound. That's what I like about the full-size IPSCs.
Yep.
That you can hear them. And with a lower power cartridge like a 5.56, you need that.
Yeah, they just don't hit with much authority when you push them out that far.
I couldn't even hear them yesterday. Yeah, I was making hits and you're calling them for me.
Well, with your three layers of ear protection on, I'm not surprised.
True. Well, now he was popping around through this, and that's oh hell, Buggett, you take it away. Tell them about this rig. I don't know if they've seen this one.
It's just a standard Colt M4 with the SOCOM heavy barrel underneath, standard CAC RAS rail, Knight's vertical grip. It's got an Ops Inc. 12th model can, Trigicon 3-power, 3x30. First time out really with this scope other than just sighting it in, and I don't know if you're going to roll in any video or not from yesterday, but it was.
If you want me to, I will.
You know, it was. I was not hitting with it at 500 yards, even though it's got a reticle that's calibrated out. I think out to 6. I think my zero was probably a little bit off. I did a hasty zero on it a few months ago, and I honestly don't remember if I did it with a can on it or not. So that's probably that probably had something to do with it. It's a full Colt gun. Older one, so it's got the bigger trigger pins in it, and an LMT SOP mod stock on it. That stock now has been around for quite a while, but I'm still a big fan of it.
I like SOP mods. They're excellent. They're a little bit heavier than CTRs and some other options, but they give you a real nice cheek weld.
You know, I've heard guys knocking these. I'm trying to think of the name of that rear sight. Do you know what it is off the top of your head? Yeah.
No, not off the top of my head. I know people watching this are going to be all over it.
Yeah, they'll know what it is. Anyway, it's pretty much the standard backup sight now that comes on at least all the Air Force guns, if not the Army guns too. But,
well, if they're Air Force, we know they're dicked. We're both Air Force, by the way.
I mean, honestly, it's a backup sight.
Yeah.
As long as it's functional,
that often.
Who cares? I mean, and this one's got adjustable settings on it out to 600 yards. Is it needed for a backup sight? I don't think so.
Let me ask you this. On that ridge yesterday, you go to iron sights. What do you think your capability would be to hit those targets at 600?
Not great. Not great.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough with optics.
Well, yeah, we're not sitting on a square range where there's wind flags and a comfortable shooting position and all of the above.
You're rocking a probably 10 to 15 mile an hour crosswind when we're popping out there.
Yep, which is a struggle for this round out here anyway.
Absolutely, it's so wind deflected. I was shooting in Buggett. I wasn't connecting either, and he's like, yeah, he was spotting through our Swarovski spotting scope, and he's like, yeah, well, right, and it was the wind.
Yep.
Then once I put the wind correction in, came together.
Which, by the way, that spotting scope, amazing.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, if you haven't done a review on that, you need to do one, because coming from a guy that has used a cheaper spotting scope, I got a Bushnell that I used. I mean, it was like looking through a soda straw compared to that thing. At 600 yards, I mean, I'm able to pick out individual hits on those steel targets. It's the clarity on that thing. I was just utterly amazed.
I was really reluctant to spend, the TMP money on that thing because it's so darn expensive.
Yeah.
But I had to, because to do what we do out here, you have to have that clarity to spot the dude. And we've been shooting at 600. 600 is like the standard testing range now.
Yeah, when you're doing long range stuff, it's time intensive, and you just don't have the time to burn to be going back and forth looking at targets. Okay, where am I hitting? Where am I not hitting?
And the ammo to burn.
Yeah.
Hey, where'd I hit? I don't know. I couldn't see it. Give me 10 more rounds. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah.
No. What's inside the truck here? Taking a look at the inner sanctum. Holy freak. Dude, I had to put all this stuff in the truck last night because it's so cold. Look at this. This is still slushy. Yes, this is my favorite drink of, all time. Ocean Spray Light Cranberry. I love it. Free promo for Ocean Spray. Boy, that's going to be good, dude. Slushy.
Yeah. Well, with your bladder infection tendencies, I can see where that cranberry juice would come in.
Totally need it. Totally need it. We're just busting on each other as always. This is water. This thing froze up completely last night. Mozzo cheese. That's mozzarella, pre-shredded. Dude, that's what I'd like to do is make us some of that that garlic cheese bread.
You're using cheese? I'm there.
And he's from Wisconsin. Imagine that. Some butter in there so it wouldn't go, total solid on us. Bacon, might cook that up. Buggett's shoes. By the way, we're driving down the road and one of his boots fell out. I think we talked about that in another short video.
Yeah.
How funny is that? And Bugget is like, dude, I think a boot blew out. I was like, no way. You probably just forgot it. And sure enough, we go back. He finds
Yep, there it was, laying in the highway.
Totally finds it. How funny is that? Let's see. iPad here for surfing en route, so we can check stuff out. And gloves. These are mechanics gloves, and they're awesome. Just love them. Radar detector. Are you guys liking this, or is this just like totally stupid? It'll have like 200 views.
I know.
200, if that. There's another BuggetNuster gun. That's his SPR, actually. So he's brought that out. We might shoot on the ridge with that. He's got snow camo. And this is an Eberly
Dragonfly.
heavy.
It is heavy, but there's a reason for it. And the thing is so expandable. And I don't know if he, in that video that you did, that interview you did at SHOT Show with Glenn Eberly, I don't know if, I don't recall seeing him bring one of these out, but...
Pull it out, just bring it all the way out so these guys can see it.
Essentially, the thing
Let's
that
go ahead and bang the truck while you're doing it too, that's cool.
I'm glad it's not mine.
Right.
So, the thing that I liked about this thing is, it was the first Eberly stock pack that I bought, so I bought something that was, that I could use for a smaller load and a larger load. And so, for a smaller pack, yeah, it's kind of heavy, but you can open it up.
That's a really nice feature. So it's really a large volume pack.
It really is a large volume pack.
Glenn was talking about that in the booth review.
And I think that was the one that he mentioned, that it was originally one of his hunting packs that they converted to a mill use type pack. And it's really versatile, but yeah, it's heavy. And all this extra material adds weight.
I just wish, and Glenn and I differ on this, I just wish he made it a 500 denier. I honestly think he would save a couple pounds on that pack.
But would I buy another Eberly stock pack? Yes.
They
will I?
freaking rock.
Yeah, I will.
They're just so innovative in his construction, how he approaches it. They're built like tanks too.
Yep.
Show him the gun real quick. I know guys want to see the gun. Trust me. All 200 people that watch this video will want to see the gun.
You think 200 people will actually watch this thing?
197, I'm ballparking it. Now you got to know something about World of Bugget, okay? The World of Bugget goes something like this. He loves military stuff. Here, turn to the sun, dude, so they can see it.
I do.
He loves military stuff. So if it's proven in the military, there you shall find Bugget.
Yep, for the most part. So this upper, actually, something unique about this, there's not many of these things floating around. This is a very early generation Mark 12 upper, Mod 0. So it's got an early version swan sleeve on it. It's got a very early version of the PRI flip sight. And this was actually a military upper at one point that came into PRI.
Yep.
Came into PRI by some unnamed SF group, and I've actually got the documentation from PRI to prove it. They wanted some guns, some of their uppers cut down to 16 inches. They wanted a little bit shorter of a barrel, and PRI came out and said, you know what, I tell you what, just give us your uppers back and we'll just give you whole new uppers in 16 inches. So I was able to buy this from PRI, and this thing actually had some Afghanistan travel time on it, apparently.
Sick.
Yeah.
I have a few kills under its belt. Who knows?
It very well may.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was a pretty cool piece of history, you know.
Okay. You got some Leopold glass on it?
Yep. Just a 3.5 to 10 Mark IV, 40 millimeter objective, 1 MOA turrets. So it's
M3 dials?
turrets. Yep.
Yep. That's awesome. What have you shot out of it? Have you accuracy tested it yet?
Yeah, I've shot I've only shot 77 grain hand loads out of it, and honestly, I was really kind of hoping for a little bit better accuracy. It shoots around MOA, but you know, again, I have no idea how many rounds have been through that tube prior to me getting it.
Well, I'll tell you, most AR-15s, and we've tested more than a few here in TMP, they shoot around 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5 is normal. Maybe if you're lucky with good ammo, 1 MOA. There are some exceptions. Rock River shoot exceptionally well for their price level.
Mm-hmm.
But Christensen Arms, I tested the CA-15. I had to put some really nice loads down the tube, like 69 grain match, 55 grain nozzlers, and then it dropped well below an inch then.
Yeah.
But you know, you're looking at $25 a box for that stuff, unless you load.
It's not cheap. Let's talk about the guts of this thing for a minute. It's got a Knights Armament first gen match trigger in it, which ultimately is going to get replaced by something else. I have not been able to get used to it. I don't care for it, in all honesty. I think it's there's not much of a distinct. There's not a whole lot of distinction between the first and second stage for whatever reason for me on this trigger. Honestly, it's too light for me.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, just dump it in the snow.
Okay. Ask and you shall receive.
But the other thing that I really dig about this is the pod lock. So the pod swivels, right? Mm-hmm. And you just throw that on there to put some tension on it, and you lock it right in place. I think that's a huge feature, and it doesn't add a whole lot of weight. It's just made out of
have you weighed it? I bet you it adds at least 3 ounces.
I bet it doesn't.
You don't think so? It's that light?
No, it's just a piece of plastic.
And that's a Harris you're running on there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Notice, by the way, Bugget's gear. This is very representative of his style. He likes his gear, shall we say, salty.
Salty. Yeah.
He likes it
I do.
abused.
I do.
So
Not
he'll
abused, but used.
He'll spray paint his guns intentionally because that's what they do in theater. They spray paint their guns,
Well,
right?
here's the deal. Something I learned from shooting in the high desert in the summertime. You don't want to come out here with a black gun.
I've talked about that a lot.
You leave it sit in the sun. It's not going to be much fun to put your cheek on it. Mm-hmm. And spray painting it tan is a cheap and cost-effective way to mitigate that.
Word. But I'm saying versus like Cerakoting or Duracoating.
Yeah.
You'll just shoot it with a can of spray paint and think nothing of it. True or false?
Yeah, but take it from a guy who's got a Cerakoted toilet in his house.
Not yet. Maybe one day. But he likes that. It wears off. It's kind of cool. He'll spray his nylon that way. He likes the multicolors. This is a style statement as much as it is a kind of cool statement.
It is.
I like it. It looks cool.
Everybody's
and I know
got their
TMPers
thing.
eat it up. When they see your gear and they see how freaking thrashed it is, they love it. That's because he's buying Afghanistan gear. Used Afghan gear from, I don't know, Op Anaconda. Could have been.
Could have been.
Who knows?
Who knows?
This video's like, let me see how long this is. Where are we at? 42 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. This kind of morphed into a tactical gear discussion.
It kind of did, didn't it?
Which is cool. You know what? I didn't really, let me show them if it can be done quickly. The back weaponry loadout here in Slam. That's his name, my truck. Here we go. Speaking of salty, here's a BuggetNuster magazine. That's kind of salty.
Yeah.
He bought those used, replaced the internals. Actually, GI mags from a GI contractor, they rock.
You know what?
As long as you don't bend the lips on them.
I'm a huge fan of the mag pulls, but I've got no problems running GI mags.
I don't either.
And I run those with an extra strength spring in them, and even the green followers have been just awesome for me. So I keep shooting them.
And you lube the internals with Crisco, right?
Absolutely.
It's a weird method. Kidding, guys. Zip that open for me, bro. They'll like to see this. This is a Troy Industries, if I'm not mistaken. TMP Ruger 1022.
Oh, this thing was awesome.
We were popping that yesterday. That thing is sick. That's Duracoated, so I didn't spray paint it. Sorry, Bugget. And the Sparrow suppressor's in the pocket right here. How'd you like popping with that?
Dude, this thing was just stupid quiet yesterday. I'd never shot a suppressed 22 rifle before, and came away impressed.
Go ahead.
And this chassis is just, it's sick.
It is sick. That is my favorite, hands down, 1022 system made in the world. I don't know if that's subject to change. I just don't see how anybody can beat it.
I don't know. Pretty hard to beat the 1022 platform, don't you think?
Pretty hard. Yeah, it has that very narrow alpha configuration, and that's running a Tactical Solutions barrel on it. BUIS. I have a aftermarket trigger in there. I think it's a Clark. I'm not positive. And this is a Power Custom charging handle on it. I did a review on this. Basically, the Troy Industries T22 chassis. You can look that up. Have all the specifics. This is a rimfire, 7 power scope on it, just on a B-square mount because it's lightweight and it doesn't ruin the handling qualities of the gun. That is a great pest control rifle right there.
I love how light this thing is, and the forehand is just, it's narrow. It's just really easy to.
It freaking goes, doesn't it?
They put this thing together right.
Dude, pop some rounds right now. Here, the suppressor's in there. Where's that mag? It's probably in there as well. We probably got some more subsonics loaded in there. Maybe not. If not, you got to load some up. Just a quick demo. How quiet it is. Yeah, I'm Winchester on this mag, bro. So you're gonna have to load some up.
All right, bro. This is your gun. Confirm that the silencer's on tight. Or suppressor's on tight.
While Bugget's loading that magazine up, and the rounds are in that tool chest there, dude. The yellow box,
Okay.
Aguilas. Quick go through of this. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. This video is gonna go too long. Monopod, those are extremely helpful for some of the shots I get. There's that level 2 first aid kit. Toffee, oh, the best candy known to mankind, guys, right here. Excellent, I love Toffee. Got some Chips Ahoy. We have not broken into those yet. I'm just laughing about all the subject matter we're covering with this. Let's see what I got here. Oh, this is the nutnfancy SPR. I did a tabletop in my best AR-15 video, and this thing was shooting freaking on. Talked about all that. You can go check that video out. All the details are in there. Love shooting that. It's so fun. So when you're shooting at long range out there with your 223, it kind of takes a little bit of confidence away from you, doesn't it?
It does, especially in that high cross we were dealing with yesterday. It was, yeah, it wasn't very confidence inspiring. And then, especially after we compared it to the 308 battle rifle we got out later, that thing just hits with authority, and it bucks the wind so much better than the 5.56, you know?
BuggetNuster was running a G3 yesterday at 570, basically 600 yards, same crosswind, and he freaking connected every shot with a Tridge 5 power.
5.5 power
I was
Tridge.
impressed.
Yeah.
Bugget, man, this guy can shoot. I was really impressed. I mean, with a 5 power. That's a beautiful scope he has on there, though. Really is. It's got a nice illuminated chevron on it. It's got hash marks, made it to 147 mil ball, 7.6251 variety. 5 power for me ain't enough, especially at that range, but there's guys that do it, and you're looking at one of them right here. Mr. Bugget! This is just a mesh bag that I carried up with us as we hiked yesterday. There's a Swarovski spotting scope. Has a Vortex tripod that goes on. I'm filming with one hand, opening with another. I think there's some 22s in here. I think we got a SIG 522 in here. What is that? Oh, that's an AR-15 I need to do a function test on. I'm not gonna bring that out. I've got a couple bolt guns in there as well. Hey, Nuttin, we gotta see everything. Maybe later. I'm running too long. Okay, dude, light it up. This is a Silencer Co. Sparrow on the 1022, running Aguila subsonics. Now, it won't cycle 100% because these are not full power rounds. And last time I checked, all 22s jam here and there. Give it a shot, bro.
All right. There's one.
It happens. Wherever you're shooting, shoot somewhere else. That was ricocheting. This is another reason I like steel, because it doesn't like come off a rock or something. Come out here too, where I can get some more sun on you away from the truck. Right there. Put it right in the middle of that dead tree.
Right here?
Yeah, light that thing up. Here, you film. No?
Here, have at it.
Like I said, this is underpowered stuff. How many did you load?
Just all that was left in there. There's probably about 10, 12 rounds in there.
Okay. Not super reliable out of this. It's not quiet though. There you go.
Thing's quiet.
It's quiet. It is quiet. We're gonna end the video now.
I think it's time for breakfast, buddy.
We're gonna go cook. This has been a rambling gear check, truck camping system review video, talking some weaponry stuff too with my 2-decade-long friend, Mr. BuggetNuster. Thanks for coming along.